Okay, so in this video we will teach you how to complete your government application form, the DS-11 online, and print it out so that you can use it for applying for a new passport, or if you're expediting your passport, you will be required to have this form completed online and printed out. So your first step is you're going to go to travel.state.gov, and this is the government's website, so it's going to help you find the link to complete the application online. So you're going to click on Get a US Passport and click Apply in Person. And when you scroll down, you'll see number 1, Fill out Form DS-11, and then you scroll down to where it says Form Filler, and that's going to be completing the form online. So you're on the privacy page and you're going to hit Submit, and you're going to submit and complete online and print. So at this point, you have about the applicant. Here's all your personal information you need to enter. So you're going to enter your name, date of birth, city of birth, social security number, your sex, height, hair color, eye color, etc. All the information on this page is secure, and this page is run by the US Department of State. So it's not saving any information, it's simply getting the information to enter into the form so that you can print it out. So once all this is done, you're going to hit Next. And this here is your contact information. So it's your address, email, and phone number. Now, something to take note is you have the option of selecting whether you have the same mailing address and permanent address, or if you have a permanent address and a separate mailing address you'd like to have your documents shipped to. So if that is the case, make sure and select that you have a different address from your permanent address, and then your email information. This is so that they can contact you if they have any issues, and your phone number is the same thing. Once you enter all those things, you're going to hit Next. And you have to enter your travel plans. Now, travel plans are not mandatory. It's not required. If you don't have any travel plans, leave it blank and you can hit Next. If you do, enter some information and hit Next. And now you have your emergency contact. This page is also not mandatory. If you do have an emergency contact, please do enter it. It is for emergency situations for how they're going to be able to contact relatives and whatnot. So it is recommended that you enter something here for an emergency contact. Now, once you enter this information, you're going to go ahead and hit Next. And here they're going to ask if you have your most recent passport. So you're applying for a new one, so you're going to hit None, and it's going to ask for your parental information. This is for verification to match the information in the application to the information on your birth certificate. If you remember in our initial video with how to apply for a new passport, one of the requirements is that you need to submit your birth certificate. So this information needs to match the information in your birth certificate in regards to your parental information. So you're going to put your mom and dad's information. If it is unknown, you have the option of selecting unknown. Regarding date of birth, I know some people, if you're older, you can't exactly remember your parents' information, so you're going to put your best approximate guess. And if you are married, you have the option of selecting spouse. Once that is done, you're on your personal application review. We do advise reviewing it, making sure everything is correct, and then hit Next. And at this point, you can select your passport, whether you're applying for a passport book, card, or both book and a card, and your processing methods as to how fast you need to get it done, and then your delivery method as to how they're going to ship the passport. Now, if you notice in the calculator, they're also adding something called an acceptance facility fee, which is $35. This is something that's going to be paid once you take your documents down to a post office or courthouse to have them verified by what's called an acceptance agent. Also, in our last video, we went over the acceptance agent step, and there is a link in the last video, I'll include it in this video as well, on where to find an acceptance agent to take your documents to. So you can see in this circumstance, the person selected passport book and card. They wanted expedited, so they have $140 for the book and card, $60 for expediting, plus a $35 for the acceptance fee, which is $235. And you also have the option for a file search. Now, this is if you don't have your birth certificate and you've had a passport before, they can do what's called a file search to look up your past information. It's $150 though, so we advise making sure you have your birth certificate. And after that, you're on your last page where you can click, you have read and acknowledged the steps, and you can create your form, creating your now completed DS11 application. Your first 4 pages are instructions and information regarding the process, and the last 2 pages the actual application. Now, do not sign the application until you take it down to an acceptance agent. They will not accept it if it is not signed in front of them. So be sure to just print it out, gather the rest of your documents, and take it down to the post office. I recommend printing 2 copies and maybe saving it onto your computer just in case, because once you leave this page, if you lose the information, you have to recomplete the form. But once it's done, you can print it out and take it down to your post office, and you're all set. Now, if you have any questions regarding this, you encounter any issues, feel free to comment in the comment below. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to respond to them. But as of now, you're all set.